Hello, everybody. The good news that I got a new microphone. It's going to be less problematic when it comes to the noise. So that's the good news. We're going to continue with the videos. We're going to be able to look at some of the what-if analysis in Excel. This is going to really be very powerful type of calculation. If you think along with me, we assume that we have a business, a new business, and the business, I'm going to go ahead and explain everything, but instead of giving you all the data, so why I have them. The business is going to be based on the fact that it's going to cost me something before I even start the business to start with. So that's called fixed cost. You know, like let's say that we're going to be making a factory of ice cream. So before we even did anything, it's a small, tiny one, so it's not going to be a huge one. Before we do anything, I had to pay $100,000 or borrow $100,000 directly from the bank for the building. Anything that has to do with transportation, maybe a couple computers here and there, point of sale. Those are what we call sunk costs. It doesn't matter whether I sell one ice cream cone or a billion ice cream cones, I have to pay them up front. And let's assume also that we realize after we did all the calculation on the side that it's going to cost us $2 to make 1 pound of ice cream, right? So that is the variable cost basically. And we want to see how many, I'm going to go ahead and say the quantity, how many items I have to be able to produce before I could get that total revenue equal to the total cost. What do we call this point? We call it break-even analysis. So I really need to go about what it takes me, again, one more time, to produce as many as ice cream cones so I could break even with my analysis regarding the total cost and that total revenue. Let's go ahead and assume that we are actually selling the ice cream cone sale price is $3.05. Obviously, we have to sell it more than what it costs us to make some profit. So in order for us to calculate the total cost, here's the total cost, it's going to be the fixed cost, which is this one here, plus, open parentheses, is the cost per item multiplied by the number of the items that we're going to produce. Let's say here I didn't produce a thing, so still the fixed cost is going to be my cost. If I produce 100 cone or 1,000 cone, then it's going to cost me 100,000, yeah. So we could see here 102,000 is going to be my cost. This is the total cost. What is the total revenue? That's mean how much I sold and by the price that I charge people, revenue. And it's going to be this multiplied by this. So obviously, notice here, when we talk about total revenue, I'm going to hit F7, make sure that I don't spell anything here. Everything is correctly. And I'm going to ignore all this. Okay, so here is the profit. The profit is going to be the total revenue, which is this guy here, minus this guy here. And we're going to go ahead and see that there is actually a minus because it's clear that we have not sold enough yet to really make it even the cost is equal to the total revenue. So this is the quantity. We have to change it. And in order to change it, we have to tell Excel, look at this calculation of the profit and see what you can do in order to turn it into zero by changing this value. So let's go ahead and when we do actually get the profit at zero based on our data here, we're going to be able to say, oh, this is actually the break-even analysis. So I'm going to go ahead and say here, break-even analysis, break-even analysis. And I'm going to make sure that we all understand this is a process that is very helpful for many companies that they need to really know what is the amount or the number of the item they need to produce in order to go ahead and change the color. Usually we use blue here, or green is the preferred color, but you never know what it's going to turn to. If it's this minus, it's going to be in the red. We could easily change that by going to the number and change the format directly into, here we go. I could go ahead and do it this way, or my computer is a little bit slow. Go ahead and do that by showing negative as a rate value. Of course, I could put the dollar sign. I'm sorry, I should have done it currency. Counting will take away the color. So currency, you notice, allows me to have a red color. Counting, there's no such thing like a red color. All right, so what we're going to do, we're going to go to this one here, and we're going to start with a break-even analysis process. This is very, very easy. We're going to go to the data. We have what-if analysis. We have goal seek. We have scenario manager, and we have data table. We're going to, for now, we're going to be concentrating on goal seek and scenario manager. So I'm going to break this actually two videos, goal seek by itself and scenario manager. Let's go ahead and apply the break-even analysis, which is going to be based on the goal seek. So say set SET cell to this one, set D13 to the value 0. And that's what I wanted to go ahead and do it. I'm going to go ahead and use the magnifier. Magnifier in order for you to see this actually clearly. It's going to be showing you the data because that Windows is too small. So hopefully this is going to show up very quickly. Maybe I should be investing in a faster computer soon. The 4 megabyte of RAM is not really doing too good for me. So let's go ahead and need probably 8 gigabyte of RAM, or maybe even 16. So this is what we need to look at, and by changing what cell, I need to change this cell, the quantity. So when I hit OK, we're going to really change the profit to 0, and notice here it did very quickly that calculation for the profit as 0. Here we go, and I'm going to go ahead and turn that off, and notice what's going to give me. Really, it's going to give me that this is the quantity. It's not really a real number, of course. If it's an ice cream cone, you don't want to sell 2/3 of an ice cream cone, so you're going to round it. But this is basically, I have to really sell 66,666. And of course, we could go ahead and see the total cost versus the total revenue, and it should be equal to each other. I'm going to go ahead and format this with $sign, so we'll be able to see that. And notice that this is going to give me a full story. So if I sold $1,000 initially, there would be a long way for me before I could get to the break-even analysis and start to make some profit. So I hope you learned something from this class. This is really very interesting, and I think it's for all information system business majors and any sort of business. It doesn't matter, or any calculation, whether you're really running a business for or charity or what. You want to be able to do this type of calculation in order to understand or anticipate at least how long it's going to take you before you get to that point when you start something new. Again, thank you.